Welcome to Desire to Be University. The key cornerstone of our university is the internship program. That's where we place students in a myriad of internships, not just one internship, but many internships over the course of the term. Those internships could last for an hour, could last for a day, could last for a week, could last for a month. But the internships aren't really the point. The internships are merely a canvas to allow us to work with students to figure out what their skills are, what their passions are, and most importantly, what is it that is holding them back? What are their automatic ways of listening, their automatic ways of thinking, their automatic ways of behaving that keep them stuck? And these automatic ways may have some benefits to them, but they also have some drawbacks. And so we use the internship as a way to get to those things. Yes, we work with students to build those basic skills, but it's really about living a life passionately, fully, and completely. The way it works is, after a student does an internship, you come back to the group and we brainstorm about what did you do right? What did you do wrong? What did they do right? What did they do wrong? But the idea is to look for new possibilities, new opportunities for growth, both for yourself and for the company. And then once we clarify what we believe that company needs, we do research to support our point of view, and then we prepare a presentation to sell that point of view, to enroll them in the possibility that we have. And so important is to figure out not only the evidence, but what are the possible objections. This is something that's so often missed in the world of education and the world of business, is really putting yourself in the perspective of the other person, their point of view. But also what they learn that would be of benefit to the company. It could be about how to serve their customers better, how to improve their internal processes. And so then you have the experience as a student of learning how to make a presentation, how to research, how to present your point of view. And then not only is that a skill that you carry with you the rest of your life, but that when you go on interviews for full-time jobs or part-time jobs or go on interviews for college, you're able to speak about how you functioned as kind of a mini consultant. College is a very expensive proposition, and often the skills that you learn in college are not even applicable to the working world. Our focus at Desire to Be University is really on getting the skills that not only help you in the marketplace, but also help you in leading a fulfilling life. This is not to argue against college. In fact, being a participant in our university prepares you very well for college, as well as increases your chances of getting into a good college. But really what it's trying to do is get to something that colleges don't teach. How do you figure out what excites you? How do you operate at maximum efficiency, and how do you bring joy into whatever you do? What I love to say is, it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. So often people go and do internships, and they're totally on their own. The employer is expecting things of them, but there's no structure in place to cultivate their interest, to identify what their obstacles are, and to work with them to build actual skills. You can build actual skills even if the actual assignment in the internship is very mundane. But we go even a step further. As we mentioned, you become a mini consultant so that you're there, even if you're serving coffee, you're there to study and to learn and then to give back, to contribute through a presentation. Presentation skills are so important, and we give you the skills not only to make a powerful presentation, but to defend an argument, to put across your point of view, and even more importantly than anything else, to enroll people in the possibility. It's to express your point of view and have others share the excitement that you see. So much of life is sales. And so much of sales, in the way it's seen, is I win, you lose. What we're going for here is win-win situations. This is what is missing from education, a lot of jobs, internships, and this is what really could turn our society around and also contribute to an individual's life. That when you're there working for somebody, your focus is on doing the best job, not because you want praise, not because you want to look good, but because of the possibility that you can create for your employer, for your fellow employees, and for customers. I talk a lot about inspiration, and a lot of people look at inspiration as something that if I can feed my ego enough by some accomplishment, then I will be inspired. It's a short-term strategy. The strategy that endures is to inspire others to what they can be. Through inspiring others, you become inspired. So rather than doing an internship, getting into a school, or getting a full-time job, in order to contribute to yourself, you do it in order to contribute to that organization, to your fellow students, to the society. And then by taking the focus off yourself, You become inspired, a lasting, enduring inspiration, but others around you get inspired as well. It's a totally different way of looking at work. It's something that's taught in very few places, and it's something that is so, so greatly needed and would make our world and your life so much better. Imagine learning the kind of skills of how to deal with difficult people and situations, how to deal with what blocks you, how to be present, how to listen without your own interpretations getting in the way, and how to express your opinion clearly and concisely. How to express your opinion clearly and concisely. What we're doing is we're cultivating enthusiasm, an enthusiasm that endures. We're cultivating tenacity and diligence to stick to the job, but not through force, but rather an internal power that arrives within. Integrity, it's all built upon an underpinning of integrity, the power of your word. If you don't have power in your word, then anything you say, who knows if it's going to happen? But if you have power behind your word, and if people can take you at your word and you can believe your own word, then you can cause things to happen just because you declare it so. Confidence comes from this. A lot of people, maybe most people, maybe all people, they have mechanisms that are in their minds which are creating interpretations about why things aren't right. If you start from a perspective that things are right, that you are fine, that the situation is fine, and then see how the mind begins to try to convince otherwise through creating a perspective, through creating a point of view, and allow that to be, and then move beyond it by creating a new future. That's the kind of thing we teach. And so what comes from that is responsibility, is being a great employee, and is doing a great job. The model that is operating right now, for the most part, is what I call the kick the bird out of the nest paradigm. You're in college or you're in high school, and the skills are not applicable to the job, and then suddenly you're at the job and you've got to learn how things function, how things operate, how to get along with people. Those classes aren't being taught. We have a way of teaching those, and so we use the internships as the canvas upon which to watch how you get stopped and how you can succeed. When an employer is deciding whether to hire you or not, they're looking to see, can you communicate well? Do you get along with others? Do they want to spend every day at work with you? And will you have the best interests of the company in mind? We teach those skills and we show you how to be the kind of person that an employer will want to hire. What we'd like to do is send interns together on a team, 2 interns on a team, so they can observe each other and provide each other with feedback, but also there's an opportunity to learn team building skills, to learn how to give criticism, how to receive criticism, how to inspire others and be inspired, how to listen, and how to communicate. And since we're sending you into companies not just as an intern, but as kind of a junior consultant, you're there to observe and make suggestions. Well, when there's 2 people there, you're able to bounce ideas off each other and then bring it back to the larger group to bounce ideas off of us. That makes for a very powerful presentation, and it makes for a broader sense of insights about the company and their customers. A big part of the program, therefore, is doing the research and then presenting to the class what your recommendations are going to be, and to enroll the class and then the employer, when you do present to the employer, the possibilities that you have imagined for them, for the other employees, for the customers, and any stakeholders in the company. Perhaps it's services that they're provided with. The idea is to create win-win situations. So you're learning how to work as a team, how to present your solutions, and even if your recommendations aren't taken, you've now made an impression that could lead to a future job or a very good recommendation. And if your recommendations are taken, imagine the possibilities. If at a young age you had an influence on a company and can talk about that, it's very powerful. What's so exciting about the program is that during the term, you'll have more than one internship. It's an opportunity for someone at a young age to start to experiment with different avenues that they may take and to cross-pollinate. Something that you learn from one industry may go over to another industry. And it's so important because in a lifetime, people change careers, change jobs so many times, and learning to adapt to new circumstances, how to take your learning from a prior work experience and move it to the next work experience, that's what employers love to hear. What's so common is that people make decisions for their career without ever speaking to or having the experience of what it's like to be that profession. What we're giving you the opportunity to do is try different professions, again, just for an hour, just for a day, just for a month, but really get to understand what would it be like if I were in this shoe? What would it be like if I were doing this? It is so vital to learn that at a young age. It can save you a great amount of time. It's difficult to get internships. Our advantage is that we're training you, so the employer knows they're going to get a better product. They're going to get better use out of you. Not only that, but because the time commitment is so small, could be a day, could be a week, could be a month, there's less resistance. When people choose internships or choose their major, they're often using very short-term thinking. They've already decided what they want to do and they get an internship in that thing. By having a myriad of internships, you get to explore. Maybe your choice isn't the best fit for you. It's really an opportunity to try different things and to see what you like and what you don't like. Because the average person born in the later years of the baby boom held 10 and a half jobs between the ages of 18 to 40. Now, it's probably much higher than that. It could be as many as 20 or 30 jobs that you're going to have in your life. So why not get some insights into what might be satisfying for you? But again, the internships are just the backdrop. Really what this is about is looking inside and seeing what excites me, what holds me back, how do I operate, what are some of my assumptions, what are some of the things I do well but that also limit me at the same time, how do I enroll others in a possibility and in something I'm imagining for the future, how do I present myself, how do I not get stopped by self-criticism or by cynicism or resignation or by trying to defend myself or trying to get dominance over others or avoid being dominated by others or looking good. These are all topics that we will discuss in depth, and it's an opportunity for you to learn about yourself. And that's really what it's all about. It's not about beefing up a resume. It's not about looking good on a college application. It's really about what do you want and how can you get it? How can you get the most out of life? The internships are just the backdrop.